We're going to talk about soft skills today.
Okay.
This is by Nathaniel Wentz. So he created the PowerPoint and I'm just presenting it. So top 10 soft skills employers love for any profession. Number 1 is time management. Number 2, communication. Number 3, adaptability. Number 4, problem solving. Number 5, teamwork. Number 6, creativity. Number 7, leadership. Number 8, interpersonal skills. Number 9, work ethic. And number 10, attention to detail. Let's see. Oh, what are soft skills? See, I myself didn't know what soft skills were until he started talking about them, making PowerPoints on them. So it was new to me as well. Does anyone here know what soft skills are before I tell you?
Well, I can learn. It's always nice to get a thing on it, what it is.
Yeah. It says skills that go ahead, Ramsey.
Soft skills are the skills needed to successfully be successful in a job. Although I would characterize it as not only a job but anywhere. So communication skills or timeliness, Nathaniel, this is a wonderful example of time management, being on time, and interpersonal skills, like when I say good morning to Chad, that's a soft skill. When I say good morning, Mira, that's a soft skill. Because good morning, how you doing, Mira? It's basically not. I don't want to make this too simple, but not being grumpy at work.
Yeah, that's a great.
No, that's a good thing. And see, I didn't even know that. I remember having some bossy coworkers. Yeah. No, and that's such a good thing to know about the soft skills. Yeah, I like that. I didn't even know that part, Ramsey. It's good to know. Good example.
Yeah, great examples, Ramsey.
Amen. Yes.
Yeah. Those are all really good examples of it. So like the examples he put are personality, flexibility, motivation, and manners. But like Ramsey said, like simply saying good morning or asking people how they're doing is a good soft skill. Because it would be rude if you just started off the Zoom and just went right into the meeting and didn't
It's
say
so funny.
anything
I say
polite.
good morning every morning. I say good morning, and every day I say good morning. I want to know this too. I always leave my conversations with "I love you." Is that no? But I mean, I just you for my friend. I don't say it to everybody. Do you think that would be a soft skill? I use that all the time.
Yeah, I think it is because it makes people feel important and loved.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So I am doing something good with that. Great.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good soft skill too. How you end the meeting just as much as you start the meeting. I think he means like flexibility, like being able to be more open with your schedule, which sometimes is
Mhm.
hard, but it's a good skill to have, depending on what you do. Um, yeah, let's see. So here are a list of soft skills: communication, critical thinking, leadership, positive attitude, teamwork, um, self
Mhm.
self-control, assertiveness, conflict resolution, empathy, taking responsibility, and a sense of humor. Um, there's probably other ones, but those are like the general.
I have a question about empathy.
Yeah,
You don't hear that word a lot, but what is it supposed to mean? I mean, just so I know, I guess I should know that, but you
yeah,
don't know everything, you know.
Cindy, that means like having understanding for others. Like
Okay.
you're wonderful at having empathy because
Oh, thank you. I
you're
feel yes. Okay,
you're
that's good to know because you don't hear that word a lot, empathy. Now I know exactly what it means,
you understand. You're very understanding, and you're a great listener. So is Sydney. So is Joey. So is Chaz. So
Oh,
is
thank
me.
you. So that makes me feel good because sometimes I hope I'm listening. And Nancy told me I was yesterday, she said, you're a great boss. And I care. I guess that could be empathy too. I care about my
yeah,
staff and my, say I was a very good person. That kind of makes me feel good because sometimes you just don't know. Some of these things, some of these things on here you just don't hear like empathy. So now I know what that means.
yeah. I mean, I'll ask Nathaniel to make sure everything's in plain language too, because like I don't know what depersonalization means.
Oh,
Um,
really? Deep. Oh, yeah. Deep.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and I read through everything quite a few times, and I didn't catch that myself, so I should have looked that up ahead of time.
Oh, that's okay. And yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. So it was, yeah, I want to know what that means too. Deep. Yeah, that's the one. That's not a people first word, I don't think. But I
No.
mean, it could be if we know what it was.
I don't like depersonalization at all because it it says that you're not personalizing the things to the organization. So um,
That's good. I don't know. I'll have to do some reading on that one.
Yeah, me
maybe
too. I'm going to do some
maybe
reading on that one too,
what
because
what does Google say about it?
it seems like it's a professional word, but it may not be like for people first language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I do a lot with plain language. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm presenting on plain language at the conference in October. So
Yeah, that's a good one. When you find out, if you wouldn't mind sending me what you found out on that word, because yeah, that is kind of a tongue twister too, kind of word for people.
yes,
It's probably, I would think, more like a lawyer would use that. You know what I mean? Like a lawyer or somebody, way up the ladder, I would think.
yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see. Hang on a second. Figure out
Yeah,
this.
I can see that. Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah.
Um, what are communication skills? The definition says a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols, signs, or behavior. You will likely need to communicate with people on the job, whether it's clients, customers, colleagues, employers, or vendors. You will be able to speak clearly and politely with people in person, um, by phone and in writing. A good listener, employers want employees who can not only communicate their own ideas, but will also listen empathetically to others. So like, we just talked about like being kind to them and like Cindy said, caring what they think and their ideas too, rather than just talking about your ideas. Um, so does that make
And
sense to everyone?
What's empathetic mean?
Empathetic is
Another hard word.
yeah,
it means it means you understand what a person is going through and you can empathize with them. It means that you can understand what a person going through. Let's say I have a lot of pain in my back and somebody else has a lot of pain in their back. Well, maybe they know what a muscle spasm is, so they have empathy. Yeah.
yeah, that's a great example, Ramsey.
Do you guys think that is a people first word though, or what do you think about that one?
Yeah, there's really not like plain language friendly. is
Yeah,
what
it's
I call it.
another, yeah.
Yeah, I'm making notes so that,
Yeah.
and then I'll go through the other presentations a little harder to just make sure they're more plain language friendly.
Yeah, well, good thing we're going through this so we can find
Yeah.
out. It's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. So this one should work. No, back.
Uh-oh.
Add a Zoom link here. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
I can turn on laser pointer. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
There should be a YouTube video,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, I'll figure that one out. I don't know.
Okay, no problem.
What is critical thinking? By definition, it's people who can analyze situations and make informed decisions.
Well, that's definitely not me. That's something I need to work on. But critical thinking is a hard skill to have.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's not real plain language friendly either, but the examples kind of help you understand it. Evaluating situations and making more informed decisions.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Cindy, for interrupting. But I'll give you a plain language example. Let, let, let's say Sandra wanna buy candy bar. Well, there are so many candy bars to choose from. They they have to determine whether they want Snickers or Hershey's or what. Reese's, or, or let's say Mia wants to show me her puppets. She has to decide what puppets she wants to show because every puppet is good at something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great example, Ramsey. a little more easier to understand. Um, re- it says critical thinking is also creativity, flexibility, and curiosity. Um, I mean, part of critical thinking that I do on my job is like trying to come up with speakers and thinking hard about what people who come to the speaker series want to hear about, and trying to figure out it that way. And I also have to come up with ways to try to reach more people and get them to come. So those are both real life situations of critical thinking.
Or let's say I'm gonna buy a wheelchair, which 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 I'm not going to, but let's say I was. Well, I have to decide which wheelchair best meets my needs and which wheelchair is the
Sorry.
most comfortable, and which chair has the most padding,
Yeah.
because I don't want to sit in a chair that's hard as a rock.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Does
And I
that
think, oh, sorry, Ramsey, I didn't do, you wasn't done, sorry.
does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and I also think, you know, for critical thinking for me is, you know, getting more, getting more chapters, we got that coming up and it's like, how am I gonna get more chapters, like, involved? So tomorrow is, it's gonna see how many, visors come on and see how many, it's just been a struggle, but like Sydney said, it's, you gotta get speakers in that, and my job is to try to we get the chapters back up and running, and also get the advisors to communicate with us better. So that's really critical thinking. But I got Sydney to help me on that too, which I'm very thankful for, because I don't know. I just,
yeah,
she said, it's just because of the COVID, I would think. So that's
yeah,
critical thinking right there about, okay, how do we get these guys, we get these guys back on track from COVID after it's almost been 3 years, to tell you guys the truth. So
yeah,
it's just so hard. So Sydney's got her part and I got my part, but between both of us, we're doing critical thinking about what we can do next on that. Is that kind of a good thing, Sydney, to say?
yeah. That's
That
a
we're
good
doing
example.
it together, and that's a good example. Thank you.
Yeah,
Let's
very
think
good
about
example.
that. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe tomorrow night there'll be more on
Yeah,
chapter.
we hope so. Please, and you're gonna be on with me, I hope. I love it. Because I
Yeah,
think, hearing from you too, and hearing from, you know, I used to do the chapters, and I said to Nancy, I'm just gonna take it back over but I still need help from the rest of you guys, to get on there.
yeah,
I tried everything, I've been trying everything now. We'll
yeah.
just see what happens
Well, I
tomorrow.
think the regional idea will be interesting.
I think the original, right, because, you look at the area of the Special Olympics in their area, stuff. I think we could do the same, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I like to see, I like to see, uh, maybe 20 to 30 people on at a time. That's
yeah,
fun.
that would be great
That's a
for,
good, that's a good problem.
That would be great.
Yeah,
What,
that's a good
what,
problem to have. I'm sorry, Ramsey. Sorry,
what,
sorry. You can go, Ramsey, sorry.
I'm sorry.
No,
That would
it's
be
okay.
great to have 20 to 30 people. Uh, What do you think about that, Chaz? What are some examples of critical thinking in your world?
Yeah, I don't think I can see chat right now because I have the
Oh, you got the, okay.
screen share.
I'm sorry, but what do you think about that, Mira? Because yeah, critical thinking is important.
I agree with you. Can you see Mia? Oh, yeah, Mia, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Critical thinking. I don't do well with critical thinking.
Okay.
I know. People can yell at you, and I don't like that.
Oh, when they're doing critical thinking, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, they shouldn't do, though that's a good example.
I don't like. I
Yeah,
don't like critical anything because think that when people is screaming your head off, I don't like when people yell at you.
oh, no, I
That's a
totally
good
agree with you
example,
on
Mira.
that. Yeah, no. And if they're doing critical thinking, they should not be screaming, they should be coming up with a solution. Wouldn't you think so, Sydney?
Yeah, I would think so.
You know, you're not on there to be yelled at when you're critical thinking. So, yeah, I think, you know, that I do understand the word critical thinking, but you know, maybe some of our consumers, you know, don't know the word. I don't know if you think we should, you know, revisit that, you know, that or not, Sydney. I mean, maybe we know
Yeah.
what it is and Ramsey does, but do all our members really know what critical thinking is and put it in, I would say, a more abiding,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear you.
Because Mia's think, I mean, she's thinking she's gonna be getting hollered at. So, you know, and I don't think that's a good thing to be, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll work on reviewing the other PowerPoints better so that they're
Yeah,
more.
no, I think, no, you're doing good. You don't
Yeah.
know. You know,
Yeah.
you don't know until you test out these PowerPoints either.
Yeah.
I think it's good
Yeah.
we are going through these. I think it's a very important part of people first, so.
Yeah.
And Nathaniel
know.
seems to, he does do a good job, but he still seems to do, you know, more professional part of it, which is fine, but you gotta make sure that everybody understands it too. So I think getting, you know, you giving him feedback is a good thing. I think everybody needs feedback.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
He'll listen to you.
And I do not like feedback either. I always afraid that.
No
Nope,
feedback?
nope. I always feel like I'm gonna get yelled at.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
feedback critical. When someone criticizes me, then yeah, that's. Ooh, I really
you know
need
what I've
to.
learned about that?
You do wonderful, Mira.
You're not gonna always, you know what I was told from my job coach, oh, sorry, Ramsey, you can go and then I'll go second. Go ahead, Ramsey.
You do a wonderful job, Mira. Uh, Nobody wants to yell at you.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, I was always told, you have to get, it's called it's not criticizing you, it is, what it's, I forgot what they use. But you don't, you know, you're not always gonna hear the good, because you need to know what you're not doing right, so you can improve that.
Yeah, and that's really hard for me to
You know,
hear.
I forgot what they call that. I have to ask my job coach about that word, but
Yeah, it's really hard for me to do any, like, if you criticize me, I always think that people yelling at me, so, yeah.
I don't think anybody should criticize anybody because we're all gonna make mistakes in this job or any job we're in or whatever. And you know, but people, seem to have to tell us when we're not doing something right. It's okay. You can improve that, but we have to accept, that we're going to not always hear what we want to hear and how we hear the information is how, how we hear the information is how we're thinking about it. So for you, you don't like to be criticized or, so you're thinking, okay, you're getting yelled at. And I kind of totally understand it. I used to think like that too back in the day. We all do as young. When you're young, Sydney's younger than me. She knows, like, okay, don't tell me how to do this. When I was younger, I mean, real young, don't tell me I can do this, but in some ways, if we do it wrong, we're not listening and we don't want to hear what, when you do it on your own, then it's messed up and then you kind of feel bad about it. Am I right, Sydney? So,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
like your mother or father or whatever will say to you, for example, you need to do this, and then you're very independent when you're a teenager and getting to, I can do this, and then if it's messed up, sometimes you can change that. So, but we have to listen to the good and bad with it. Because if we mess up, okay, I can tell you, first first time on my job at People First at our old office, I didn't want to listen to something, and and guess what happened? I lost all our data. This is when we had those, the things that you stick in the computer, not the ones we have now.
The
And
floppy
oh
disk.
my God, I lost every single bit of the data. Because when you're supposed to put the thing in, I said, no, I'm not going to lose any data. I'll be fine. Push the wrong button, and guess what happened? But I didn't know there was a backup to the data. So I learned a lesson. I said, I'm going to listen, so I don't lose it. But it's kind of interesting that when I'm high strung and I'm going to do it my way. Don't tell me how to do it, and you just learn. So Mia, don't think of it as you're getting yelled at. Think of it as you're learning something. So
Mira? Yeah.
Yeah, Cindy said it perfectly. Think of it as learning rather than getting yelled at. Because yeah, I don't think a lot of people like to get yelled at, but sometimes you can take constructive criticism and
yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, very sensitive, and I really don't do well with instruction criticism. Like, I really don't. Mm-mm.
I totally understand. Words. You know, but I've never been yelled at from anybody on any job I've been on. They've been real nice, sit you down and say, okay, this is what you need to improve on. And and I take that because I mean I messed up. I should have been listening and should have been reading the cheat sheet is why in the first place. When I thought, oh, I can do it, I don't need no, cheat sheet. So there you go. And so I had to learn myself too because no one wants to, no one wants to, you know, hear what you're doing, but you got to. I'm sure Cindy, you had jobs and you probably, ain't on a board of directors. I serve on a few of them, and sometimes there's just certain things you can't do on the board.
Yeah.
You gotta listen to what they say on the board. You're on there for a reason. You're not there for your own opinions. You're on there for to help other people on the board. So that's what I mean. Maybe Mia. The more we talk about this, and maybe more you'll understand. Hopefully, I feel for you, and I'm listening. I'm not judging you or whatever. or yelling at you either. So it's a learned thing. You got to learn. So, and you can't learn that from a book. So you just got to learn it from yourself. So, all right.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
trying to help you, Mia. Sorry.
that's okay. I think you're helping other people too. So,
Thank you.
yeah. All right. So what is leadership? It says definition is guiding people to gain their full potential. And potential is like what you
Well, what it is, I do know this sort of, but um, when I used to say, first, I'll use this as an example. My potential was always pretty. I always. Oh, sorry, Ramsey. One other one. I just want to let Sydney know. Um, was I used to say I couldn't do it. I know I could do it, but I would just say no. And the job coach says, "You have potential to do this, and I'm going to push you." And if I wasn't pushed, I wouldn't be where I am today. I can guarantee you that. Because I used to say, can't do it, didn't want to try it, nothing like that. So, you know, and so it's like, even to be the director of this organization, I said, I'm not, can't be a director. I can't do none of this. I was ready to quit the third or fourth day I was, with the director, but nobody let me quit, and everybody told me I could do this, and there you go. I'm still the director, and I'm very thankful. So, and Ramsey, I'm sorry, you wanted to say something?
No, but I was having technology problems, so
Oh,
I'm doing.
okay. So, I don't know, Sydney, for yourself, you probably were pushed into things too, and you didn't think you could do it either.
yeah.
And you'll say, oh, I can't do it. It's like, like in school. You God, I don't want to never go back to school, but it's like in school, you say you can't do it, and you can do it. You just don't do it. And then somebody's gonna, and why I used to say that, then somebody would just do it for me. They got wise to me. They got wise. All I had to do was say I can't do it. Okay, let me help you with this. There you go. So,
Yeah. Thank you,
is
Cindy.
that a good example, you think?
Yeah, that's a great example. The examples that he put are making decisions when push comes to shove, like when things are like getting real close to a deadline to
Oh,
make
yeah.
a wise decision, I think is what it means.
Yeah.
Um, manage situations with people. I think that's probably like if there's like conflicts with people to manage it. Step up to the plate in a difficult situation and find a solution. Um,
Mhm. Yeah, I was used to be, I remember at People First, we did our own mailing, by hand, putting the newsletter on. We would have to, we had a deadline. We had to get the newsletter out, 6 or 7 pieces of paper. So it's a lot of, to get it all connected
I
and
like that. Hang up.
what did you say, Ramsey?
Who's Alexa?
he's having computer problems.
Oh,
Oh, let's see. I don't see no Alexa on our meeting.
He'll be back.
yeah. Let's see. What is positive attitude? Um, employers are seeking people who will bring a positive attitude to the office. Some examples of that are who will be friendly to others, eager to work, and generally a pleasure to be around. being able to keep things positive, especially important if you're working in a fast-paced, high-stress work environment, which I don't think any of my jobs currently are. I mean, it's kind of a good thing
Mine
that
either.
it's not fast-paced or high-stress work environment.
No, but I don't think, even when me and Aaron was in the office, we were, we were always positive and everything, so, yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Confidence, cooperation, and enthusiasm are the last three. But yeah, it's always good to have a positive attitude about work and the people you're working with. Generally, even if you're having a problem with your coworker or something, it's always good to keep a positive attitude about it and work to find a solution. I don't know.
No, it is, and I always say, when I leave my apartment, when I was working at the office, leave my personal life at home as an example. So if I'm getting up and I'm crabby that morning, wash, take a shower and put on my Cindy's face. Even if I felt like I was not having a good day,
Yeah,
leave it at the door.
that's a good plan.
Or, even on the Zoom here too. I mean, we're on Zoom a lot. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have just turn off your camera if you know you're not going to be at your best, unless you're talking to the DHS or people, like that, what
Yeah,
I'm talking about. So that's a whole different story. But if it's just our group and whatever, not feeling good, you just turn your camera off. You can still listen. So,
yeah. Let's see. What is teamwork? Definition is to include the ability to negotiate with others and to recognize and appreciate diversity in a team. I am going to add the word negotiate to my list.
oh
Is
yeah.
it also compromise? It's also teamwork too, or no?
You know what? I think it's for people first, where maybe we should say compromise over. Is compromise on there? No, is it?
No,
Maybe we should change that to compromise over. Maybe
negotiate.
people know compromise better than they, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I know what compromise means. I don't know what negotiation is.
yeah. I wrote it down so that I can try to make the PowerPoint a little more
You're actually doing
language
pretty
friendly.
good with it. That's good. We're taking you some words that you don't know until you really do these.
Yeah. Because I can't explain it if I don't really have a good understanding of what it means.
Yeah,
myself.
compromise is like, compromise to me is, let's compromise. I hear that one, and my job coach has always, says that too, compromise. We'll compromise on this task.
Yeah.
I've never heard the other one. They might use it in, big corporations, and, lawyers use that probably.
I never heard the word a negotiation or whatever that means. I only hear the word compromise.
Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
it
a
kind of
better-
means the same thing.
Yeah, it does. Well, which one do you think we should use? You think compromise is better, Sydney?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I have a list going, so
Good. I'm glad. Thank you.
it has a lot of cat hair on it though.
Oh, don't worry about it. My up here's got cat there, because the kitty, you can't see her. She's behind the computer that's laying flat out here, sleeping.
Yeah, my cat's sleeping. Um, I'll focus. Constructive feedback. Accept and apply feedback from others. We were talking about this,
Yeah,
the slide before or something.
yeah,
Um,
we are.
yeah, like Mira's, like Cindy said, it's not about like getting yelled at. It's about learning and changing what you're doing if you need to change what you're doing, but in like a really polite way. Um, dealing with difficult situations. I mean, difficult situations are bound to happen at work. And you're just supposed to like deal with them and reach out if you need to, I guess. Um, collaboration means kind of like working as a team and like with people first, we all pitch in and contribute to the newsletter articles. Rather than just Erin writing the whole newsletter. That would be a lot of work for her. Let's see, Chaz. Um,
Oh, there's Chaz.
let's
Oh,
see.
Chaz is connecting. Should I
Yeah.
let him in or he is in?
Yeah, it somehow showed me that he was coming in, so I didn't think that would happen.
Oh, okay.
Because I can't see any participants at the bottom or the chat when I'm presenting.
Yeah.
And empathy is on here again, which is kind of like caring about people, like to a larger extent. Like when Cindy calls and asks how you're doing before she starts talking about work, it's kind of like empathy because it shows that she cares. Um, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, and something Ashley Matthew always taught me is compliments before criticism. Like if you're gonna email someone about something they should change the way they're doing, you want to first compliment them on something they're doing, so then it's not just
Yeah.
starting off the email bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, you're right, because this taught me some. I know I had emailed you just thinking about this. What I should have said first is you're doing a good job, and then then I want you to get whatever in. You're right, and so I
yeah,
think that day
yeah.
I
And I
was
responded kind of negatively, didn't I?
yeah. So I said to myself, no, that wasn't appropriate, and then I didn't know how to get out of the situation at first, but I'm apologizing now because yeah, I usually, come out with something very positive. I'm very positive. I think it was just that, I've been having not a lot of problems with you and Berg, but just problems with people getting things in.
Yeah,
And so I should have said, "Oh, Sydney, you're doing a great job, and you always are." But the way I said it, it just didn't come out exactly right. So I'm apologizing anyway for that. Was
yeah,
going to do that in the first place. So, and
yeah. And I
let me
shouldn't
know.
have
Call
responded
me
the
on
way
the
I did.
carpet. Yeah, call me on the carpet because sometimes I forget and I'm in a hurry. I was in a hurry, that day too. But
Mhm.
just call me on the carpet. The director needs to hear feedback too, because I'm not exactly perfect and never want to be. And I thought about that. I said, no, this didn't sound very great at all. The way no, not at all. So I'll do a better job with that. Start out with something positive, which I usually do. I don't know what happened that day, but I can't go back and change that. All I can do is go forward and, say I'm sorry, do a
Yeah,
better job. That's all I can do.
yeah. I'm sorry for the
It
way I
wasn't, and
responded
it
too,
wasn't,
because
and
it
it
was
wasn't
like,
like yelling. It's not. You're so sweet. And everybody, all my staff is just like, why did I say that like that? And after I couldn't erase it, I was going to, but it was already sent out. So I was like, oh, she didn't think
yeah,
I'm a really kind of one of these. I'm not a tough boss. I'm a good boss. I'm not. But bosses make mistakes.
uh,
And I think I did it right after the Packer game too, or I was tired and, you know, I should never, I say one thing to you, guys. Never text or anything until after you're way awake. Because things just don't come out, you know, and, oh, work ethic, I don't like that word. Now, I know that word.
Work ethic. People come to work on time. They can complete tasks in a timely manner and stay focused and organized. Examples, they're dedicated to their work. The employee is dependable to get their work done. The employee is focused to follow directions, and the employee shows independence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we do a pretty good job with work ethic, with people first.
Yeah, I think we do. I think we work so hard in our organization. People just don't know how much work we do and how much, you know, we got a good work ethic with all the staff and, you know, the office manager, you know. But no, I like that. Always got to set an alarm if you got to be at work at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We used to have to be, you know, set the alarm.
And if I need to be at work at 8, I'm gonna get up at 4:50. Seriously.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Well, good thing I don't have to work at 8.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, some people, my friend, she works in sort of like a factory kind of job. And she has to be at work she has to leave her house at 4 o'clock. And she has to be on the clock at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's no way I was, you know, I used to work at Marshall Fields. I had to get up that early. It's not fun.
All right. Conclusion.
Okay.
What is your strongest soft skill? What is your I think he means weakest soft skill. And what is your next steps to work on your soft skill? So what is your strongest soft skill right now? And I can't do chat because I'm in presenting mode.
Yeah.
But Mira, if you have any strong soft skills you want to say.
No idea what that means. I am so sorry.
Like the teamwork and conflict resolution stuff we were talking about on the last slides.
Let me see if I can read the chat here.
I still have no idea what that means. I'm really
Here, I'll say a few. So communication is a soft skill. Critical thinking, leadership, positive attitude.
working with others.
Yeah. Is that your strongest soft skill?
Do you like working with others?
I'm really good at the computer. Like,
Okay. But
like
when you were working in working a job with other people, did you work well with your coworkers?
if they're not screaming at me, then yeah.
Okay, they were screaming. That's not good.
Like if someone is constantly I used to have this one job coach, and all she did was yell at me. And I used to have this one coworker, supervisor who used her, the way she talked, she was very firm, and I really didn't, yeah.
Really didn't like that.
No, I do not like when people be very firm with me. Allow firm voices. That's
They shouldn't do that anyway and put you on the spot with your other coworkers. Did they scream at them too? Your other coworkers?
that is how she talked. So everyone else is so used to it, and I was just I don't like when people have a very firm voice. That to me is I'm so glad that no one at People First have a firm voice, have a really like loud, sharp voice, because I mean you and I are not gonna get along.
Well, we don't try to, we don't try to judge. I have never yelled at any of my staff. Now, I had to fire one person. As long as I've been here, I had to fire one person.
I
And,
didn't know that.
but I was nice about it and I had to fire the person. Only person I ever had to fire was in our old office, she was the office manager and she just wasn't doing her job and Phil was getting all whatever. And so I had to fire her. And it wasn't easy. First, I had to get her into the office, get our equipment back, the computer and that. And then I just said, and I asked her for the keys, had to change our bank account and all that would help. But I had to fire her. I only fired one person since I've been the director. And that was hard. I wasn't yelling at her. I just said, unfortunately, I'm going to have to let you go.
Yeah, that's a nice way to do it.
That's what I said. And I was scared to do that because I was shaking, but I had another person with me that was helping me to make sure I did it. I did. She didn't tell me how to deal with it, but it was hard.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's not easy to do.
Oh God, I hope I never have to do that again in my life.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my weakness. I'm a person that you want to give you lots of chances. And I don't want you to lose your job. And
Yeah.
definitely now with this economy the way it is, I definitely want people to be working and earning money. But
Mhm.
if you can't do the job and you're gonna not do what you're supposed to do, I have no other choice but to let you go. I'm glad I had the experience to do that, but it's not an experience I ever want to do again in my life.
Yeah.
So
I hope I
what
don't
do
get
you,
fired in my life.
what do you say?
I said, I hope I don't get fired in my life.
Oh, you don't need to worry, Sydney. You're not doing anything. None of you guys are doing anything in my book to
Yeah.
get fired. Not at all. No. And
Yeah,
you
yeah, that's why I'm always stressed out about my job. 'Cause I'm afraid I'm gonna get fired by you, or gonna get yelled at by you, or something.
oh no, you're not.
That's why I'm always stressing out.
You know what? It's okay. I don't expect none of you to be perfect. We're an advocacy group. Advocacy means we're gonna fall a little bit here and there. As a director, I'm not firing you. You do your work. That's why I have you guys send me every week what you're doing. And
The
that's
weekly update.
yeah, the weekly update is fine with me. I know you're doing your job. You don't see me calling you every 5 minutes and saying, oh, do you have this done and that? I trust you. I trust my employees. So
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about that either. You guys, you would have to do something really bad to get fired. I don't know what that would be. I don't even want to think about that. Please. Never. I'm just gonna tell you right now. You guys don't worry about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
The person I had to fire, she was not. She was actually had us almost in the red. I didn't get 3 paychecks because you gotta send in things. I finally got the paycheck, but she's supposed to then been doing the work. And so it was really hard. And you know, Phil was glad I came to that decision because she definitely would have put us in red. And some things wasn't getting paid, you know, and stuff like that. So I had to fire her. I had no choice.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so you guys are not doing anything like that, so don't worry. Mia, don't worry about things like that.
Okay, because that's what I'm really sometimes get stressed out about. Is
And you can always call me if you feel, you know, call me. I'm willing to talk to you, you know, about anything you're worried about because I think you're doing a wonderful job. I appreciate
I
it.
only have to get everything done before like 3 o'clock, get everything to you, but before 3 o'clock on Friday, or else I'm gonna get.
Well, that's fine. You have a job code that's different. The other guys, you know, don't.
Yeah, so that's why I'm always like
Problem, you know, like Sydney,
bustling about and trying to get everything done, and she's always like telling me, "Okay, why are you worrying?" Nancy and Cindy always is telling us to slow down, and you can just take your time.
down if you can get it in. You got till 1:30 on Mondays. I know Sydney has to take care of her animals and the chickens, and you kind of get behind when you have to take care of animals too. I know that's a job in itself, taking care of. I only have the cat to take care of. Sydney has chickens and everything else she takes care of. I totally understand that. And Sydney, if there's sometimes you just can't get it in, I will just accept it. So you know.
yeah. Okay.
Not to
Yeah.
worry because if anybody's got a lot of work, you and Nancy's got the kids and you got the chickens and all that.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I just wanted to make it easier so you guys wouldn't be so stressed on a Friday to get everything in, you know.
Cindy's animals are her kids.
What did you say?
Cindy's animals are her kids.
Well,
Oh, they
no, I
are.
didn't say that.
They
I
are.
said Nancy. Sydney my cat is my child, trust me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, but just so you know what I mean. So I don't want to go into. I think Sydney's got to get off. I know I got to get off, but I got to get on another.
And I'm gonna
Oh,
stop
I
sharing
want-
and then hit stop recording.
Right, you know. So Minya,